Hello, and welcome to the UW-Parkside Theatre Arts production of Romeo and Juliet. My name is Brian Gill, and I'm the director of this production. We wanted to take a moment to thank you for joining us for this exciting live stream event. With the support of the university, we are able to perform this production to a virtual audience with the help of several student interns who have learned the process of live stream. We also have been fortunate to rehearse and perform this show in spite of the pandemic by following strict COVID-19 safety guidelines, including health monitoring for our students, faculty, and staff. There will be one 15-minute intermission during the performance. If you feel so inclined, there is a way to donate to the UW-Parkside Theatre Arts Department by clicking on the donate link at the bottom of this webpage. Any amount of help is greatly appreciated. Thank you again for spending your time with us. We hope you enjoy the show.
I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale. Romeo, there dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, there dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from the city. For whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined? Capulet, to remove that siege of grief from her betrothed, and would have married her perforce to county Paris, and then comes she to me, and with wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her of this second marriage, or in my cell there will she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime, I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave, being the time the potion's force should cease. But he which bore my letter was stayed by pestilence, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then, all alone, at the prefixed hour of her waking, came I to take her from her kindred's vault, meaning to keep her closely at my cell till I conveniently could send to Romeo. But when I came, here untimely lay the noble Paris, and true Romeo dead, and she too, as it seems, did violence on herself. All this I know, and to the marriage her nurse is privy, and if aught in this miscarried by my fault, let my old life be sacrificed some hour before its time unto the rigor of severest law.
Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals.
No, for then we shall be colliers.
I mean, and we being collar will draw.
Eyes, while you live, draw your neck out of collar.
I strike quickly being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
A dog of the house of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir, and to be valiant is to stand. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runn'st away.
A dog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montague.
That shows thee a weak slave, for the weakest go to the wall.
It is true, and thus men whose weaker vessel are about thrust to the wall.
Draw thy tool! Here comes Duke the house of Montague.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run.
Oh, fear me not.
And marry, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our side. Let them begin.
I will frown as I walk past and let them take it as
Nay as they dare, I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is the law of our side if I say I?
No.
No, sir. I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
If you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, now.
Say better.
Yes, sir, better.
You lie.
Do all of you be men?
Gregory, remember thy washing glove. Ow!
What? Drawn in talk of peace? I hate the word as I hate hell. Oh, Montagues and thee. Have at thee, coward!
Will they not hear? What ho! You men! You beasts that push the bags of pernicious rays and purple fountains issuing from your veins! On pain of torture, from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moving prince! Three civil brawls, bred of an airy word between old Capulet and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets and made Verona's ancient citizens, cast by their grave beseeming ornaments, to wield old partisans and hands as old, cankered with peace, depart your cankered hate. If you ever disturb the quiet of our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. Now, on pain of death, all men depart!
See where he comes. So please you, step aside. I'll know your grievances will be much denied. Good morrow, cousin.
It's the day so young.
But new struck 9.
Me, sad hours seem long.
What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that, which having makes them short.
In love.
Out.
Of love.
Out of her favor, where I am in love.
Alas, that love, so gentle in its view, should be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love, whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs, being purged of fire, sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed. A sea nourished with loving tears. What is it else? A madness most discreet, a choking gall, and a persevering sweet. Farewell, my cousin.
Tough, I will go along. And if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
But I have lost myself. I am not here. This is not Romeo. He's some other where.
Tell me, in sadness, who is that you love?
What, shall I groan and tell thee?
Groan, I know, but sadly, tell me who.
In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I did aim so near when I supposed you loved.
A right good marksman, and she's fair I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz, is soonest hit.
Well, in that pit you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Dian's wit, and in strong proof of chastity, well armed. From love's weak childish bow, she lives uncharmed. She will not stay the siege of loving terms, nor bide the encounter of assailing eyes, nor ope her lap to saint-seducing gold. Oh, she is rich in beauty, only poor that when she dies with beauty dies her store.
And she has sworn she will still live chaste.
Oh, she hath. And in that sparing makes huge waste. For beauty, starved with her severity, cuts beauty off from all posterity. She is too fair, too wise, wisely too fair, to merit bliss by making me despair. She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to think.
By giving liberty unto thine eyes, examine other beauties.
'Tis the way to call hers exquisite and question more. He that is struck and blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Farewell. Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay thy doctrine, or else die in debt.
But Montague is bound, as well as I, in penalty alike. And 'tis not hard, I think, for men as old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you've been at odds so long. But now, my lord, what say you to my suit?
But say more what I have said before. My daughter is yet a stranger in this world. She hath not yet seen the change of 18 years. Let 2 more summers wither in their pride, ere we may think her ripe to be a bride.
Younger than she, our happy mother's maid.
And too soon marred, though so early married. Earth hath swallowed up all my hopes, but she is the hopeful lady of my earth. But woo her, gentle Paris. Get her heart. My will to her consent is but a part, and she agreed within her scope of choice, lies my consent in fair according voice. On this night, I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I've invited many a guest, such as I love, and you among the store. One more, most welcome, makes my number more. At my poor house, look to behold this night, earth-treading stars that make dark heaven light. Come go with me. Go, Samson. Trudge about through fair Verona, and find those persons whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay.
Whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker should meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his last, and the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. Yet I am sent to find those persons whose names are writ, and can never find what names the writing person hath here writ. Oh, I must have learned. Tut, man! One fire burns, another's burning. One pain is lessened, another's anguish. Turn, giddy, and be hopeful backward turning. One desperate grief cures with another's languish. Take thou some new infection into thine eye, and the rank poison of the old will die.
Your plantain leaf is excellent for that.
For what, my friend?
For your broken shin.
Oh! My Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Shut up in prison, captured on my food, whipped and tormented, and... Yeah, good morrow, good fellow.
God dig it then. I pray you, sir. Can you read?
I, mine own fortune in my misery. Well, perhaps you have learnt it without book. But I pray you, sir, can you read anything you see? Aye, if I know the letters and the language.
You say honestly. Rest you merry.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Ausone and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitruvio, Signor Placentio, his lovely nieces, Mercutio and his brother Valentine, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece Rosaline, and Livia, Signor Valencio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena, a fair assembly, whither should they come?
Up.
Whither?
To supper? To our house.
Whose house?
Well, my master's.
Indeed, I should have asked you that before.
Well, now I'll tell you without asking. My master is the great, rich Capulet. And, if you not be of the house of Montagues, I pray you, come and crush a cup of wine. Rest you merry. At this same ancient feast sups the fair Rosaline, who thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither, and with unattainted eye compare her face with some that I will show, and I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
If the devout religion of mine eye maintain such falsehood, then turn tears to fires, and these who often drown could never die, transparent heretics, be burnt for liars. One fairer than my love, the all-sing sun ne'er saw her match since first the world begun.
Tut, man, you saw her fair, none else being by, herself poised with herself in either eye. But in that crystal scales let there be weighed your lady's love against some other maid that I will show thee, shining at this fest. And she shall scant show well that now seems best.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, but to rejoice in splendor of mine own.
Nurse, where's my daughter? Call her forth to me. What lamb? What lady? God forbid, where's this girl? What Juliet? Oh no, who calls? Your mother. Madam, I am here. What is your will? This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse! Come back again. I have remembered me, thou scarce of our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I could tell her age unto an hour. Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. Mary, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years.
My lord and you were then at Mantua. Nay, I do bear a brain.
And since that time it is 11 years.
For even the day before, she broke her brow,
And then my husband, oh, God be with his soul, he was a married man, took up the child. Yea, quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt fall backward when thou hast more wit, wilt thou not, Jewel? And by my holiday, the pretty wretch left crying and said, I warrant that I should live 1,000 years, I never should forget it.
enough of this.
Wilt thou not, Jewel, quoth he? And pretty fool, it stinted and said,
I pray thee.
Yes, madam.
Juliet.
Yet I cannot choose but laugh. To think it should leave crying and say, And yet I warrant it had a bump upon its brow as big as a cockerel stone, a perilous knock, and it cried bitterly. Yea, quoth my husband, false upon thy face, thou wilt fall backward when thou comest to age, wilt thou not, tool? It stinted, and said, I.
Sit thou, too, I pray thee, nurse, say I.
Peace, I have done. God mark thee to his grace, thou wast the prettiest babe that e'er I nursed, and I should live to see thee married once I have my wish.
Mary, that Mary is the very theme I came to speak of. Now tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married?
It is an honor that I dream not of.
An honor? Were not I thine only nurse, I would think thou hadst sucked wisdom from thy teeth.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years, you are now a maid. Thus, then and breathe, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
A man, lady, such a man as all the world, why, he's a man of wax.
Verona summer hath not such a flower.
Nay, he's a flower, a very flower.
What say you? Can you love the gentleman? Tonight you shall behold him at our feast and read o'er the volume of young Paris's face and find delight writ there with beauty's pen. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. So shall you share all he doth possess by having him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger. Women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like the gentleman?
I'll look to like, if looking liking move, but no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
Madam! The guests are come, supper served up. You called my young lady, asked for the nurse, curse in the pantry and everything in extremity. I must hence to wait, I beseech you, follow straight.
We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go, girl. Seek happy nights to happy days.
Nay! Gentle Romeo! We must have you dance!
Not I. Believe me, you have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground, I cannot move.
You are a lover! 4 of Cupid's wings, and with them soar above a common noun.
I am too sore and pierced with his shaft to soar with his light feathers, and so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it, you do burden love. Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and it pricks like thorns.
Oh! If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking and you beat love down. Oh, you don't give me a case for my messenger! A visor for a visor! What care I what curious eye doth coat deformities? These are the beetle brows shall blush for me.
Come, and no sooner in, but every man betake him to his legs.
I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
If thou art done, we'll draw thee from the mire. Or, save your reverence, love, wherein thou stickest up to the ears. Come, we burn daylight, ho! Nay, that's not so. I mean, sir, in delay we waste our lights in vain. Light. Lights by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that ere once our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mass, but 'tis no wit to go.
And why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Oh, well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
I, in bed asleep, where they do dream things true.
Oh, then I see Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone, on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn by a team of little atomi over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes, made of long spinner's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of the smallest spider's web, her collars of moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of billows, and her wagon is a small, gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a little round worm. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub, time out of mind of the fairy's coachmakers. And in this state, she gallops through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love, or lawyers' fingers, who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips, who straight on kisses dream. Sometime she driveth o'er a courtier's nose, then dreams he of smelling out a suit. And sometime she driveth o'er a soldier's neck, then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breaches, emboscados, healths 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear, in which he starts and wakes, and being thus frightened, swears a prayer or two, and falls asleep again. This is she when maids lay on their backs, learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she.
Peace! Peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkst of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin a substance as the air, and as inconstant as the wind, which even now woos the frozen bosom of the north, and being angered, puffs away from thence, turning his side towards the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall have come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives. Some consequence yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course, direct my suit. Now, on, lusty gentlemen!
their toes unplagued with corn shall walk about with you. Ah, my mistresses, which of you will now deny to dance? She that makes dainty, she I'll swear hath corn. Am I come near ye now? You are welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day where I could wear a visor and tell a whispering tale in a fair lady's ear, such as would please. Oh, 'tis gone. Oh, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. You're welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play. A hall, give room. And foot it, girls. More light, you knaves, and turn the tables up and quench the fire. The room has grown too hot.
She doth teach the torches to burn bright, beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady or her fellows shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart love till now forswear its sight? I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague, come hither covered with an antic face to fleer in scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock in honor of my kin, to strike him dead I hold it not a sin.
How now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content me, gentle coz. Let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman, and to say truth, Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not for the wealth of all of the town here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore be patient. Take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, show a fair presence, and put off these frowns, an ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It fits with such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What goodman, boys? I say he shall. Go to. Am I the master here, or you? Go to. You'll not endure him? God shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests.
My uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to. You are a saucy boy. Is it so indeed? This trick may chance to scathe you. I know what. You must contrary me. You are a princox. Go. Be quiet, or for shame I'll make you quiet. What cheerily, my hearts!
Patience perforce with willful collar meeting makes my flesh tremble with their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitterest gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips, and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim lips that they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
And move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from my lips, by thine, my sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, oh, trespass, sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the brook.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary, bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise and virtuous. I nursed her daughter that you talked with all. I tell you, he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? How dear a count, my life is my foe's debt.
Come away, be gone. The sport is at its best.
Aye, so I fear, the more is my unrest.
Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling foolish banquet towards. Is it even so? Why then I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen. A good night. More torches here, let's to bed. Ah, lady, by my fay it waxes late. All to my rest.
What is one gentleman? The son and heir of old Tiberius. What's he that now is going out of door?
Mary, I think it be young Petruchio.
What's he that follows here that would not dance?
I know not.
Go, ask his name. If he be merry in my grave, is let to be my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo and a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love, sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me that I must love a loathed enemy.
What's 'tis? What's 'tis?
A rhyme I learned to even now of one I danced withal.
Juliet!
Anon! Anon!
Come, let's away. The strangers all are gone.
Romeo! 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 My cousin Romeo!
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 Oh, he is wise, and on my life hath gone home to bed.
He ran this way and up to such a wall. Oh, big Mercutio.
Nay, I'll conjure too. Romeo! Humors! Madman! Passion! Lover! Appear thou in likeness of a son! Cry but one rhyme and I am satisfied. Say but I mean, pronounce but love and dog. He heareth not, he moveth not, he stirreth not. I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead, its scarlet lip, by her fine foot, and straight leg, and quivering thigh, and the domains that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou should appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
That were some spite. My invocation is fair and honest. In his mistress's name I conjure only to raise up him.
Come, he hath hid himself among these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Romeo! Good night. I'll to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me. Come, shall we go?
Go then. 'Tis in vain to seek him here, which means not to be found.
He jests at scars and never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yonder window grate? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. Oh, 'tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business to entreat her eye to twinkle in their sphere till they return. Oh, see how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
I mean...
She speaks. Speak again, bright angel. For thou art as glorious to this night, being o'er my head, as is a winged messenger of heaven.
Romeo? Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn by love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. There'll be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou, that thus bescreened at night so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am, dear saint. My name is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, and I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo? And a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee disliked.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb. And the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I o'erpurge these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do that dares, love attempt. Therefore, thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world if they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And, but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
By love, who first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush but paint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I'll take thy word, yet if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. Oh, gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I vow.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love...
Do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet Good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when we next meet. Good night. Good night. As sweet repose and rest come to thy heart and sat within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it. And yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank and give it thee again. And yet I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within, dear love, adieu.
Juliet?
Anon, good nurse, sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed night! I am afeard. Being in night, all this is but a dream, too flattering, sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon, but if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee,
Madam!
by and by I come, to seize thy strife, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light. Love goes toward love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love toward school with heavy looks.
Romeo, oh, for falconer's voice to lure this tassel gentle back again.
It is my soul that calls upon my name.
Romeo,
My dear,
what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
by the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou remember it.
I shall forget, having thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
Then I'll still stay to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell in thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were peace and sleep so sweet to rest.
Juliet!
Gray-eyed morn smiles on the frowning night, checkering the eastern clouds with streaks of light. The fleckled darkness, like a drunkard, reels from forth day's path and tightens fiery wheels. Hence will I, to my ghostly friar's close cell, his hope to crave and my dear hap to tell.
Now, ere the sun advances burning eye, I must upfill this osier cage of ours with baleful weeds and precious juiced flowers. Oh, mickle is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. For not so vile on the earth doth live, but to the earth some special good doth give. Nor aught so good, but strained from that fair use, revolts from true birth, stumbling on abuse. Virtue itself turns vice, being misapplied, and vice sometime by action dignified. Within the infant rhyme of this weak flower, poison hath residence and medicine power. For this, being smelt, with that part cheers each part. Being tasted, stays all senses with the heart. Two such opposing kings encamped them still in man, as well as herbs, grace and rude will. And where the worser is predominant, full soon the canker death eats up that plant.
Good morrow, Father!
Benedicite! What early tongue so sweet saluteth me? Young son, it argues a distempered head so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore thy earliness doth me assure thou art uproused with some distemperature. Or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true. The sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father. No, I have forgot that name, and that name's woe.
That's my good son. But where hast thou been then?
I'll tell thee ere thou ask it me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, when on a sudden one hath wounded me that's by me wounded. Both our remedies within thy help and holy physic lies.
Be plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know, my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and all combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed and made exchange of vow. I'll tell thee as we pass, but this I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy St. Francis, what a change is here! Is Rosaline, that thou didst love so dear, so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies not truly in their hearts, but in their eyes. Jesu Maria! Ow, what a deal of bride hath washed thy sallow cheeks, O Rosaline. Pronounce this sentence then. Women may fall when there's no strength in men.
Thou chides me off for loving, Rosaline.
For doting, not for loving, pupil mine.
Pray thee, chide me not. Her I love now doth grace for grace, and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well thy love did read by rote that could not spell. But, come, young waverer, come. Go with me. In one respect, I'll thy assistant be, for this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love.
Oh, let us hence, I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow. They stumble that run fast.
Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight? Not to his father's. I spoke with his man. Why, that same pale, hard-hearted wench. This Rosaline torments him so that he will sure run mad. Tybalt, the kinsman to old Capulet, have sent a letter to his father's house. A challenge on my life. Romeo will answer it. Any man that can write can answer a letter. Nay, he will answer the letter's master. How he dares, being dared. Alas, poor Romeo. He is already dead, stabbed with a white wench's black eye, run through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart, cleft by the blind bow-boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt? Why, what is Tybalt? Oh, more than Prince of Cats. He's the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing prick song. Keeps perfect time, distance, and proportion. One, two, and the third! In your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button. A duelist! A duelist! Ah, the immortal Passado! Oh, the punta reverso! Oh, what? The what? The pox of such antic, lisping, affecting fantasticos. These new tuners of accents. But I say to you, a very good blade, very tall man. Ooh. A very good whore. Oh, there comes Romeo, Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation to your French slop. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
Good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir. The slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good Mercutio. My business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much to say as a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hams.
meaning to curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower?
Right?
Why, then is my pump well
Oh,
flowered.
oh, good Benvolio! Come between us, my wits, it fades.
Switch and spurs, or I'll cry a match.
Nay, for if our wits run the wild goose chase, I am done. Thou hast more of the wild goose in one of thy wits than I am sure I have in my whole 5. Was I with you there for the goose?
Thou wast never with me for anything, when thou wast not there for the goose.
Oh, I will bite thy ear off for that jest.
Nay, the goose bite not.
Oh, it is a most bitter sweeting. It is a most sharp sauce.
And is it not then well put into a sweet and goose?
Why is not this better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable. Now art thou Romeo. Now thou art what thou art by art as well as by nature. For this driveling love is like a great natural, lolling up and down to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there.
God you good morrow, gentlemen.
God you, good e'en, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good e'en?
'Tis no less, for the bawdy hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon. Oh!
One gentlewoman that God hath made himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said. For himself to mar, quoth he. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I can tell you, but young Romeo will be older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault of a worse.
You say well.
She will indict him to some supper.
Romeo, will you to your father's? Will to dinner thither?
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Oh, farewell, lady, lady, lady.
Pray you, sir, a word. My young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me say, I will keep to myself. But first, let me tell you, if you should lead her in a fool's paradise, as they say, it were a very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore if you should deal double with her, truly it were an ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Nurse, commend me to thy lady and mistress. I protest unto thee.
Good heart, and in faith I'll tell her as much. Lord, she will be a joyful woman.
What wilt thou tell her, nurse? Thou dost not mark me.
I will tell her, sir, that you do protest, which as I take it is a gentlemanlike offer.
Bid her devise some means to come to shrift this afternoon, and there she shall, at Friar Lawrence's cell, be shrived and married.
This afternoon, sir? Well, she shall be there.
Farewell. Be trusty, and I'll quit thy pains. Farewell. Commend me to thy mistress.
Now God in heaven bless thee.
Commend me to thy lady.
Aye, 1,000 times.
When I did send the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet with him. That's not so. Ah, she is lame. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours. Yet she has not come. Ah, oh God, she comes! Oh, nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Now, good sweet nurse. Oh, Lord, why lookest thou sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good thou shamest the
bones ache. What a jaunt have I!
I would thou hadst my bones, and I thy news. Nay, come, I pray thee, speak.
Good nurse, speak! Jesu, what haste! Can you not stay a while? Do you not see that I am out of breath?
How art thou out of breath, when thou hast breath to say to me that thou art out of breath? Is thy news good or bad? Answer to that. Let me be satisfied. Is it good or bad?
Well, you have made a simple choice.
What says he of our marriage? What of that?
Oh, Lord, how my head aches. What a head have I. It beats as it would fall in 20 pieces.
My faith, I am sorry thou art not well.
Oh, my back, my back. Oh, on the other side. Oh, my back. Beshrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death by jaunting up and down.
Sweet nurse, tell me, what says my love?
Your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a kind, and a courteous, and a handsome, and I warrant a virtuous. Where is your mother?
Where is my mother? Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where is your mother?
Oh, gods, lady dear, are you so hot? Mary, come up, I trow. Is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforth, do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. Come, what says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence to Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be scarlet straight at any news. Hie you to the church. I must another way. I am the drudge and toil in your delight, but you shall bear the burden soon at night. Go, out to dinner. Hie you to the cell.
Hie to high fortune, honest nurse. Farewell.
So smile the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours with sorrow chide us not.
Amen. Amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou but close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death, do what he dare. It is enough, I may but call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder, which as they kiss, consume. The sweetest honey is loathsome in his own deliciousness, and in the taste confounds the appetite. Therefore love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow.
Good even to my ghostly confessor.
Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both.
As much to him, else is his thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either by this dear encounter.
Conceit more rich in matter than in words, brags of his substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their work. But my true love has grown to such excess, I cannot sum up half my wealth.
Come, and we will make short work, for by your leaves you shall not stay alone till Holy Church incorporate two in one. Ego conjungo vos in matrimonium, in nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
Amen.
Adjutorium nostrum in nomine Domine, qui fecit celi et terram, et clamor meus ad te veniat, Dominus vobiscum, et cum spiritu tuo, oremus.
pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot. Capulets are abroad, and if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For now of these hot days is the mad blood stirring.
Come, come, thou art as hot a jack as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
And what two?
Nay, and there were two such, there would be none shortly, for one would kill the other. Thou wilt quarrel with a man who hath a hair more or a hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but that thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beat as addle as an egg for quarreling. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog who hath laid asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter? With another for tying his new shoes with old ribbon? Oh, and thou wilt tutor me for quarreling.
And I were so apt to quarrel as thou art? Any man should buy the fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter.
The fee simple. Oh, simple.
By my head here comes a Capulet.
By my heel I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good e'en. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you shall give me occasion.
Couldst thou not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort! What, dost thou make us minstrels? And those who make minstrels of us look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's what'll make you dance. Zounds, consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw and do some private place, or reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze upon us.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure eye.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery. Marry, go before the field. He'll be your follower. Your worship in that sense may call him a man.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the love I have for thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none, therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm, fine, dishonorable submission. A staccato carries it away. Tybalt, you red catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Good king of cats. Nothing. But one of your 9 lives, that I mean to make bold withal. And as you use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out of his pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be by your ears. Eric, be off!
You shall put thy rapier up.
So you're passado.
Benvolio, beat down that weapon. Gentlemen, for shame, prepare this outrage. Mercutio, the Prince expressly has forbid this bandying in Verona's streets. Sybil!
nothing. But, man, other hurt.
Nothing, a scratch. Courage, man, the hurt cannot be much. Nay, 'tis not as deep as a well, nor as wide as a church door. But nay, 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague of both houses. Zoons! A dog, a mouse, a rat, a cat, to scratch a man to death, a villain, a braggart, a rogue that fights by the book of arithmetic. Oh, why the devil came in between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Good, but Father, help me to somehow or I shall fate. A plague of both houses. They have made worms meat of me. I have it. And soundly too, your houses.
This gentleman, the prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got this mortal hurt on my behalf. Oh, my reputation stained with Tybalt slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my cousin. Oh, Juliet, oh, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor still.
Romeo, Mercutio is dead. A galleon spirit have espied the cloud, which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on Mornay's doth depend. This but begins the woe others must end.
And comes the furious Tybalt again.
Alive in triumph, and Mercutio slain! Away to heaven's respective lenity, and fire ice fury be my conduct now! Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again the link thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, save for the night to keep him company. Either thou, or I, or both must go with him.
And thou wretched boy that didst consort him here shall with him hence.
This shall determine that. Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Away, be gone! The citizens are up and Tybalt slain. Stand out of face, the prince will doom thee devil that are taken. Hence, away, be gone! Why dost thou stay?
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
O noble prince, I can discover withal the unlucky man in just this fatal brawl. There lies the man, slain by young Romeo, who slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt! My cousin! Oh, my brother's child! Oh, prince! Oh, cousin! Oh, brother's child of my dear kinsman! Oh, prince, if thou art true, for blood of ours shed blood of Montague! Oh, cousin! Cousin!
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, here slain, who Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo, that spoke him fair, bid him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged us all your high displeasure. All this, uttered with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt's deft of peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's chest, who all as hot turns deadly, point to point, and with a martial scorn, with one hand beats Colt at the side, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold, friends, part, and swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beats down their fatal points, and twixt them rushes underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio, and Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back again to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw the part was stout Tybalt slain, and as he fell did Romeo turn and fly.
He's a kinsman to the Montagues. His affection makes him false. He speaks not true.
Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and of those 20 could kill but one life. I beg for justice, which prince thou must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio, who now the price of his dear blood doth owe.
Not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His false conclusion with the law should end the life of Tybalt.
And it is for that offense immediately do we exile him hence. I have an interest in your hate proceedings. My blood for your rude brawls lie bleeding. But I'll amerce you with so strong a fine that you all shall repent the loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses. Neither tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore, use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he is found, that hour is his last. Bear this body hence and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill.
No! Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, and bring in cunning night immediately. Spread thy close curtain, love-performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to these arms, untalked of and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites by their own beauties. For if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come night, come Romeo, come thou day and night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whiter than new snow upon a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving black-browed night, give me my Romeo. And when I shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars. And he will make the face of heaven so fine that all of the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I have bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it. And though I am sold, not yet enjoyed. So tedious is this day, as is the night before some festival to an impatient child who hath new robes and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse. She brings news, and every tongue that speaks but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? Me, what news? Why dost thou wring thy hands? Alas, he's dead. He's dead, he's dead. We are undone, lady, we are undone. Alack, the day he's gone, he's killed, he's dead. Can heaven be so envious? Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Oh, Romeo. Romeo, whoever would have thought it, Romeo! What devil art thou that dost torment me thus? This torture should be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? Say thou but I. If he be slain, say I, or if not, no. Grave sounds determine my weal or woe. I saw the wound. I saw it with mine own eyes. A piteous corpse. A bloody, piteous corpse. Pale, pale as ashes. All bedaubed in blood. All in gore. Blood. I swooned at the sight. Oh, break. My heart, poor bankrupt, break at once. To prison eyes there look on liberty. Vile earth to earth resign, end motion here. And thou and Romeo press one heavy fear. Oh, Tybalt. Tybalt, the best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman
contrary. Is Romeo slaughtered and is Tybalt dead? My dearest cousin and my dearer lord, the dreadful trumpets sound the general doom, for who is living if those two are gone?
Tybalt is gone. Romeo banished. Romeo that killed him, he is banished.
Oh God, did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood?
It did. It did. Alack the day it did. There is no trust, no faith, no honesty in men. All perjured, all forsworn, all not, all dissemblers. These griefs, these woes, these sorrows make me old. Shame come to Romeo. Blistered be thy tongue for such a wish. He is not born to shame. Upon his brow shame is ashamed to sit.
For 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned sole monarch of the universal earth. Oh, what a beast was I to chide at him!
Will you speak well of him that killed your cousin?
Shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Oh, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name, when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? But wherefore, villain, didst thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin would have killed my husband! Back, foolish tears. Back to your native spring. Your tributary drops belong to woe, which you, mistaking, offer up to joy. My husband lives, that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's dead, that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort. Wherefore I weep then? Some word there was, worser than Tybalt's death. I would forget it fain, but oh, it presses to my memory like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. That banished, that one word banished, hath slain 10,000 Tybalts. Tybalt's death was woe enough if it had ended there, but with a reward following Tybalt's death, Romeo banished. To speak that word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo, Juliet, all slain, all dead. Romeo banished. There is no end, no limit, measure bound in that word's death. No word can that woe sound.
Hie to your chamber. I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I won't know where he is. Hark you, your Romeo will be here at night. I'll to him. He has hid out Lord itself.
Oh, find him. Give this ring to my true knight and bid him come to take his last farewell.
Romeo, come forth. Come forth, thou fearful man. Affliction is enamored of thy parts, and thou art wedded to calamity.
Father, what news? What is the prince's doom? What sorrow craves acquaintance in my hand that I yet know not?
A gentler judgment vanished from his lips. Not body's death, but body's banishment.
Banishment. Be merciful, say death. For exile hath more terror in his look, much more than death. Do not say banishment.
Hence from Verona art thou banished. Be patient, for the world is broad and wide.
There is no world without Verona walls, but purgatory, torture, hell itself. Hence, banished is banished from the world, and world's exile is death. Calling death banished, thou cutt'st my head off with a golden axe, and smilest upon the stroke that murders me.
Deadly sin. Rude unthankfulness. Thy fault our law calls death. But the kind prince, taking thy part, hath rushed aside that blackwood death, and turned it to banishment. This is dear mercy, and thou seest it not.
'Tis torture, not mercy. Heaven is here, where Juliet lives, and every cat and dog and little mouse, every unworthy thing, live here in heaven and may look on her, but Romeo may not. More validity, more honorable state, more courtship lives in carrion flies than Romeo. They may seize on the white wonder of dear Juliet's hand and steal a mortal blessing from her lips, which even in pure and vestal modesty still blush as thinking their own kisses sin. But Romeo may not. He is banished. Flies may do this, but I from this must fly. They are free men, I am banished. And sayest thou yet that exile is not death? Hast thou no poison mixed, no sharp ground knife, no sudden mean of death, though ne'er so mean, but banished to kill me? Banished! Oh, friar, the damned use that word in hell, howling attends it. How hast thou the heart, being a divine, a ghostly confessor, a sin absolver, and my friend professed to mangle me with that word banished?
Thou fond madman, hear me a little speak.
I will speak again of banishment.
I'll give thee armor to keep off that word. Adversity's sweet milk philosophy to comfort thee, though thou art banished.
Yet banished yet. Hang up philosophy. Unless philosophy can make a Juliet, displace a town, reverse a prince's tomb, it helps not, it prevails not, talk no more.
I see that madmen have no ears.
Oh, how should they when the wise men have no eyes?
Arise, one knocks. Good Romeo, hide thyself.
Oh, not I, unless the breath of hearts and groans mislike and pull me from the search of eyes.
Hark, how they knock. Who's there? Romeo, arise, thou wilt be taken. Stay a while. Stand up. Run to my study. By and by. God's will, what simpleness is this? I come. Who knocks so hard? Whence come you? What's your will?
Let me come in and you shall know my errand. I come from Lady Juliet.
Welcome then.
Oh, holy friar, tell me, holy friar, where is my lady's lord? Where is Romeo?
There on the ground with his own tears made drunk.
Oh, he is even in my mistress's case, just in her case.
Woeful sympathy. Hideous predicament.
Even so lies she, blubbering and weeping and blubbering. Stand up, stand, and you be a man. For Juliet's sake, for her sake, rise and stand. Why should you fall in so deep an oath?
Nurse.
Ah, sir, death is the end of all.
Spakest thou of Juliet? How is it with her? Doth not she think me an old murderer? I have stained a childhood of our joy with blood, removed but little from her own. Where is she and how doth she? And what says my concealed lady to our cancelled love?
Oh, she says nothing, sir, but weeps and weeps, and now falls on her bed, and then starts up and on Tybalt calls, and then on Romeo cries, and then down falls again.
Oh, as if that name shot from the deadly level of a gun did murder her, as that name's cursed hand murdered her kinsman. Oh, tell me, friar, tell me, in what vile part of this anatomy doth my name lodge? Tell me that I'm a sad hateful man. Hold that desperate hand!
Art thou a man? Thy form cries out thou art. Thy tears are womanish. Thy wild acts denote the unreasonable fury of a wild beast. unseemly woman in a seeming man, and ill-beseeming beast in seeming both. Thou hast amazed me. By my holy order, I thought thy disposition better tempered. Hast thou slain Tybalt? And wilt thou slay thyself? And slay thy lady that in thy life lives by doing damnate hate upon thyself? Thy noble shape is but a form of wax, digressing from the valor of a man. What? Rouse thee, man. Thy Juliet is alive. There art thou happy. Tybalt would kill thee, but thou slewest Tybalt. There art thou happy. The law that threatens death becomes thy friend and turns it to exile. There art thou happy. A path of blessings light upon thy back. Happiness courts thee in her best array, but like a misbehaved and sullen wench, thou pouts upon thy fortune and thy love. Take heed for such thy miserable. Go, get thee to thy love as was decreed. Ascend her chamber hence and comfort her. But look thou not stay till the watch be set. For then thou canst not pass to Mantua, where thou shalt live till we can find a time to blaze your marriage, reconcile your friends, beg pardon of the prince, and call thee forth with 200,000 times more joy than thou wentst forth in lamentation. Go before, nurse. Commend me to thy lady. Bid her hasten all the house to bed. Which heavy sorrow makes them apt unto? Romeo is coming.
Oh, Lord, I could have stayed here all night to hear good counsel. What learning is. My lord, I'll tell my lady you will come.
Do so. And bid my suite prepare to chide.
Here, sir. A ring she bid me give you, sir. Hie you make haste, for it grows very late.
How well my comfort is revived by this.
Go hence. Good night, and here stands all your state. Either be gone before the watch be set, or by the break of day, disguised from hence. Sojourn in Mantua. Give me thy hand. 'Tis late. Farewell. Good night.
But that a joy past joy calls out to me. It were grief so brief to part with thee. Farewell.
Things have fallen out, sir. So unluckily that we've had no time to move our daughter. Look you, she loved her kinsman Tybalt dearly. So did I. Well, we were born to die. 'Tis very late. Shall not come down tonight. I promise you. But for your company, I would have been about an hour ago.
These times of woe afford no times to woo. Madam, good night. Commend me to your daughter.
I will and know her mind early tomorrow. Tonight she's mewed up in her heaviness.
Sir Paris, I will make a desperate tender of my child's love. I think she will be ruled in all respects by me. Nay, more, I doubt it not. Wife, go you to her ere you go to bed, and acquaint her here of my son Paris's love, and bid her, mark you me, on Wednesday next. But soft, what day is this?
Monday, my lord.
Monday. Well, Wednesday is too soon. Thursday be it. A Thursday, tell her. She shall be married to this noble earl. Will you be ready? Do you like this haste? For, hark you, Tybalt being slain so late, it may be thought that we held him carelessly being our kinsman if we revel much. Therefore we'll have some half a dozen friends into their end. But what say you to Thursday?
My lord, I would that Thursday were tomorrow.
Well, get you gone then. A Thursday be it. A Thursday, tell her.
Go you to Juliet, and before you go to bed, prepare her, good wife, for this wedding day. Farewell, my lord. Why, for me, it is so very late we may call it early by and by. Good night.
Let's not be gone. It is not yet near day. It was the nightingale and not the lark that pierced the fearful hollow of thine ear. Believe me, love, it was the nightingale.
It was the lark, herald of the morn, no nightingale. Look, love, what envious streaks do lace the severing clouds in yonder east. Night's candles are burnt out, and jocund day stands tiptoe on the misty mountain tops. I must be gone and live, or stay and die.
Yon light is not daylight, I know it, It is some meteor that the sun exhales, to be a torchbearer and light thee on thy way to Mantua. Therefore stay yet. Thou needst not to be gone.
Let me be tamed. Let me be put to death. I am content, so thou wilt have it so. I'll say yon gray is not the morning's eye, 'tis but the pale reflex of Cynthia's brow, nor that the lark whose notes do beat the vaulty heaven so high above our heads. I have more care to stay and will to go. Come, death, and welcome. Juliet wills it so. How is my soul? Let's talk. It is not day.
It is. It is. Time hence, be gone, away. It is the lark that sings so out of tune, straining harsh discords and unpleasing sharps. Some say the lark makes sweet division. This doth not so, for she divideth us. And now be gone. Be gone, more light and light it grows.
More light and light, more dark and dark our woes.
Madam, nurse, the lady mother is coming to your chamber. The day is broke. Be wary, look about. Then when you let day in and let light out.
Farewell. Farewell. One kiss and I'll descend.
Juliet! Now. Art thou gone so? Love? Lord, I husband, friend? I must hear from thee every day in the hour. For in a minute there are many days. By this count I shall be much in years ere again behold my Romeo.
I will omit no opportunity that may convey my greetings, love, to thee.
Think'st thou we shall ever meet again?
I doubt it not. And all these woes shall serve for sweet discourses in our times to come.
O God, I have an ill-dividing soul. Methinks I see thee now, thou art so low as one dead in the bottom of a tomb. Either my eyesight fails or thou lookst pale.
Believe me, love, in my eyes, so do you. Dry sorrow drinks our blood. Adieu. Adieu.
Oh, Fortune, Fortune, all men call thee fickle. If thou art fickle, what dost thou with him that is renowned for faith? Be fickle, Fortune, for then I hope thou wilt not keep him long, but send him back. Well, daughter, are you up? Who's that calls? It is my lady mother. What is she not down so late or up so early? What unaccustomed cause procures her hither?
Why, how now, Juliet?
Madam, I am not well.
Evermore weeping your cousin's death? What, wilt thou wash him from his grave with tears? And if thou couldst not make him live. Therefore of none. Some grief shows much of love, but much of grief shows still some want of wit.
Yet let me weep for such a feeling loss.
Well, thou weepst not so much for his death as that the villain lives which slaughtered him.
What villain, madam?
That same villain, Romeo. We will have vengeance for it, fear thou not. And then I hope thou wilt be satisfied. But now I'll tell thee joyful tidings, girl.
And joy comes in such a needy time. What are they, beseech your ladyship?
Well, thou hast a careful father, child, one who to put thee from thy happiness. has sought out a sudden day for joy that thou expects not, nor I looked not for.
In happy time, madam, what day is that?
Marry, my child. Early next Thursday morn, the gallant young and noble gentleman, the County Paris, at St. Peter's Church shall happily make thee their joyful bride.
Oh, by St. Peter's Church, and Peter too, he shall not make me their joyful bride. I wonder at this haste that I must wed, ere that he should be husband comes to woo. Tell my lord and father, madam, that I will not marry yet. And when I do, I swear it shall be Romeo, whom you know I hate rather than Paris. These are news indeed.
Here comes your father. Tell him so yourself and see how he will take it at your hands.
How now, wife? Have you delivered to her our decree?
Aye, sir, but she will none. She gives you thanks. I was a fool were married to her grave.
How will she not? Doth she not give us thanks? Is she not proud? Doth she not count her blessed, unworthy as she is, that we have wrought so worthy a gentleman to be her bridegroom?
Not proud you have, but thankful you have. Proud can I never be of what I hate, but thankful even for hate that is meant love.
How? 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 Chopped logic. What is this? Proud. And I thank you not, and yet not proud. Mistress Minion, you thank me no thankings, nor proud me no proud. Let's settle your fine joints against Thursday next to go with Paris to St. Peter's Church, or I will drag thee on a hurdle thither. Out, you green sickness, carry on! Out, you baggage, you towel face!
Fie, what are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees. Hear me with patience, but to speak a word.
Hail, you disobedient wretch! I tell thee what, get thee to church on Thursday, or never after look me in the face! Speak not, reply not, do not answer me. My fingers itch. Wife, we scarce thought us blessed that God had lent us but this only child, but now I see this one as one too much, and that we have a curse in having her. Out on her hilting.
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord, to rate her so.
Oh, and why, my lady wisdom? Hold your tongue. Good prudence. Smatter with your gossips. Go.
I speak no treason.
Gotta get done.
May not one speak?
Peace, you mumbling fool! Out of your gravity or our gossips bowl, for here we need it not.
You are too hot!
God's bride, it makes me mad. Day, night, hour, time, work, play, alone, in company, still my care hath been to have her matched. And having now provided a gentleman of noble parentage, of fair demean, youthful and nobly lined, stuffed, as they say, with honorable parts, proportioned as one's thought would wish a man, to have a wretched, puling fool, a whining mammoth, in her fortunes tender, to answer, I'll not wed, I cannot love, I am too young, I pray you, pardon me. And you will not wed? I'll pardon you. Graze where you will, you shall not house with me. Look to it, think to it. I do not use to jest. Thursday is near. Lay hand on heart, advise. And you be mine? I give you to my friend. And you be not? Hang, beg, starve, die in the streets. For by my soul I'll ne'er acknowledge thee, nor what is mine shall never do thee good. Trust to it, bethink you, I'll not be forsworn.
Is there no pity sitting in the clouds that sees into the bottom of my grief? Oh, sweet my mother, cast me not away. Delay this marriage for a month, a week. Or if you do not, make the bridal bed in the dim monument where Tybalt lies.
Talk not to me, for I'll not speak a word. Do as thou wilt, for I've done with thee.
Oh God, oh nurse, how shall this be prevented? Alack that heaven should practice such stratagems upon so soft a subject as myself.
nurse. Faith, here it is. Romeo is banished, and all the world to nothing. He dares ne'er come back to challenge you. Or if he does, it needs must be by stealth. Therefore, since the case so stands as now it doth, I think it best you married with the county. Oh, he's a lovely gentleman. Romeo is a dish clout to him. An eagle hath not so green, so quick, so fair an eye as Paris hath. Beshrew my very heart, I think you are happy in the second match, for it excels your first. Or if it does not, your first is dead. Or 'twere as good he were as living here, and you no use of him. Speak'st thou from thy heart, and from my soul too, else beshrew them both. Amen. What? Well, thou hast comforted me marvelous much. Go in, until my madam I am gone, having displeased my father to Lawrence cell, to make a confession and to be absolved. Marry, I will. And this is wisely done. Ancient damnation, O most wicked fiend! I'll to the friar to know his remedy. If all else fail, myself have power to die.
On Thursday, sir? The time is very short.
My father Capulet will have it so, and I am nothing slow to slack his haste.
You say you do not know the lady's mind? Uneven is the course, I like it not.
Immoderately she weeps for Tybalt's death, therefore little have I talk of love, for Venus smiles not in the house of tears. Now, sir, her father counts it dangerous that she do give her sorrow so much sway, and in his wisdom haste our marriage to stop the inundation of her tears, which, too much minded by herself alone, may be put from her by society. Now, you know the reason of this haste.
And would I knew not why it should be slowed. Look, sir, here come the lady toward my cell.
Happily met, my lady and my wife.
That may be, sir, when I may be a wife.
That maybe must be love on Thursday next.
What must be shall be.
That's a certain text.
Come you to make confession to this father?
Or to answer that, I should confess to you.
Do not deny to him that you love me.
I will confess to you that I love him.
So will you, I am sure that you love me.
If I do, it will be of more price being spoke behind your back than to your face.
Poor soul, thy face is much abused with tears.
The tears have got small victory by that, for it was bad enough before their spite.
Thou wrongst him more than tears with that report.
That is no slander, sir, which is a truth. And what I spake, I spake it to my face.
Thy face is mine, and thou hast slandered it.
It may be so, for it is not mine own. Are you at leisure, Holy Father, now, or shall I come to an evening mass?
My leisure serves me, pensive daughter, now. My lord, we must entreat the time alone.
God shield I should disturb such devotion. Juliet, on Thursday early will I rouse you. Till then, adieu, and keep this holy kiss.
Oh, see him gone, and when thou hast done so, come weep with me. Past hope, past care, past help.
Oh, Juliet, I already know thy grief. It strains me past the compass of my wits. I hear thou must, and nothing may prorogue it, on Thursday next be married to this county.
Tell me not, friar, that thou hearest of this, unless thou tell me how I may prevent it. If in thy wisdom thou canst give no help, do thou but call my resolution wise, and with this knife I'll help it presently. God join my heart and Romeo's, thou our hands. And ere this hand by thee to Romeo's sealed shall be the label to another deed. Or my true heart with treacherous revolt turn to another, this shall slay them both. Therefore, out of thy long, experienced time, give me some present counsel, or
For behold, twixt my extremes of Venus, bloody knife shall play the umpire, arbitrating that which the commission of thy years and art could to no issue of true honor bring. Be not so long to speak! I long to die, but thou speak not of remedy.
Hold, daughter, I do spy a kind of hope. If, rather than to marry County Paris, thou hast the strength of will to slay thyself, then is it likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away the shame? And if thou darest, I'll give thee remedy.
Oh, bid me leap rather than marry Paris, from off the battlements of any tower, or walk in thievish ways. Bid me lurk where serpents are, chain me with roaring bears, or bid me go into a new-made grave and hide me with a dead man in his shroud, and I will do it without fear or doubt.
Hold then. Go home. Be merry. Give consent to marry Paris. Wednesday is tomorrow. Tomorrow night, look that thou lie alone. Let not the nurse lie with thee in thy chamber. Take thou this vial. Being done in bed, this distilling liquor drink thou off, when presently through all thy veins shall run a cold and drowsy humor. For no pulse, no warmth, no breath shall testify thou livest. The roses in thy lips and cheeks shall fade to paly ashes. Thy eyes' windows fall like death when he shuts up that day of life. Each part deprived of supple government shall stiff and stark and cold appear like death. And in this borrowed likeness of shrunk death thou shalt continue 42 hours and then awake as from a pleasant sleep. Now, when the bridegroom in the morning comes to rouse thee from thy bed, there art thou dead. Meantime, against thou shalt awake, shall Romeo by my letters know our drift. And hither shall he come, and he and I will watch thy waking, and that very night shall Romeo bear thee hence to Mantua. And this shall free thee from this present shame, if no inconstant toy nor womanish fear abates thy valor in the acting it.
Give me, give me.
Be strong and prosperous in this resolve. I'll send a friar with speed with my letters to thy lord.
Love give me strength, and strength shall help afford. Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. Faint, cold fear thrills through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No. No, this shall prevent it. Lie thou there. How if when I am laid into the tomb, I awake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault to whose foul mouth no healths of air breathes in, and there die, strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or if I live, is it not very like the horrible conceit of death and night together with the terror of the place as in a vault? An ancient receptacle where for this many hundred years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed. Where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours of the night spirits resort. Alack, is it not like that I would so early in waking with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn from the earth, that living mortals hearing that run mad? Oh, if I wake, shall I not be distraught, environed with all these hideous fears, and madly play with my
joints and pluck the mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look. Methinks I see my cousin's ghost, seeking out Romeo that did spit his body upon a rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay! Romeo! Romeo! Romeo, here's drink. I drink to thee. Mistress! What mistress? Juliet! Why, lamb! White lady! You slug a bed. Why, love, I say. Madam. Sweetheart. Why, bride! What, not a word? Aye, you take your pennyworths now. Sleep for a week. For the next night I warrant the county Paris hath set up his rest, that you shall rest but little. God forgive me. Marry and amen. Look how soundly she is asleep. I needs must wake her. Madam, madam, madam! Aye, let the county take you in your bed. He'll fright you up and fade. Will it not be? What, dressed in your clothes and down again? I needs must wake you. Lady! Lady! Lady? Alas! Alas! Help! Help! My lady is dead! Oh, were a day that ever I was born! My lord, my lady! What noise is here? Oh, lamentable day! What's the matter?
For shame, bring Juliet forth, her lord has come.
She's dead! Deceased! She's dead! Alack the day! Alack the day! She's dead! She's dead! She's dead!
Fever. Out. Alas, she's cold. Her blood is settled and her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Death lays on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field.
Come, is the bride ready to go to church?
Ready to go, but never to return. Son, the night before thy wedding day has death lain with thy wife. Here she lies.
Have I thought long to see this morning's face, and doth it give me such a sight as this?
Death is my son-in-law. Death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded.
Peace! Oh, for shame! Heaven and yourself have pardoned this fair maid. Now heaven have all, and all the better is it for the maid. Your pardon her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. The most you sought was her promotion, for 'twas your heaven she should be advanced, and weep you now, seeing she is advanced above the clouds as high as heaven itself. Oh, in this love you love your child so ill that you run mad, seeing she is well. She's not well married that lives married long. She's best married that dies married young. Dry up your tears, and stick your rosemary on this fair corse, and as the custom is, and in her best array, bear her to church. For though fond nature bids us all lament, nature's tears are reason's merriment.
All things we have ordained in festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast, our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change, our bridal flowers serve for a buried corse. In all things change them to the contrary.
Sir, go you in, and madam, go with him, and go, Sir Paris. Everyone, prepare to follow this fair course unto her grave. Do lour upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their high will.
My dreams presage some joyful news at hand. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead, and breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. News from Verona. How now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How doth my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Cabell's monument. In her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, for you did leave it for my office, sir.
If it ain't so, then I deny you, stars! I have post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do implore some misadventure.
Touch, thou art deceived. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone. And hire those horses, I'll be with thee straight. Well, I will lie with thee tonight. Juliet. Oh, let's see for means. Oh, mischief! Thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts it dwells, which late I noted, in tattered weeds, with overwhelming brow, calling of simples. Meager were his looks, and sharp misery had worn him to the bone. Noting this penury, I to myself said, and if a man did need a poison now, who sail his present death in Mantua, here lives a caitiff wretch would sell it him. Oh, the same thought did but forerun my need, and this same needy man must sell it me. As I remember, this should be the house. Being holiday, the beggar's shop is shut. What ho! Apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold. Here is 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison. Such soon-speeding gears will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead, and that the trunk may be discharged of breath as violently as hasty powder fire doth hurry from the fatal cannon's wound.
Such mortal drugs have I, but Mantua's laws death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness and fearest to die? Famine is in thy cheeks. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich, then be not poor, but break it and take this.
My poverty, not my will, consents.
I pay thy poverty and not thy will.
Take this, and put it in any liquid thing you will, and if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There's thy gold. Worst poison to men's souls. I sell thee poison, thou hast sold me none. Farewell. Buy food and get thyself in flesh. cordial and not poison. Go with me to Juliet's grave, for there must I use thee.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh woe, thy canopies dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will do, or wanting that with tears distill by moans. The obsequies that I for thee will keep nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight, to cross my obsequies and through love's right? What with a torch? Muffle me night awhile.
Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee. Whate'er thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof and do not interrupt me in my course.
Then I'll go, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Farewell, good fellow.
This is that banished haughty Montague that murdered my love's cousin, which with grief it is supposed the fair creature died, and here is to come to do some villainous shame for the dead bodies. I will apprehend him. Stop! Thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague. Can vengeance be pursued further than death? Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Fly hence and leave me. Think upon these gone, let them affright thee. I do beseech thee, youth, put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone! By heaven, I love thee better than myself, for I come hither armed against myself. Stay not. Be gone, live! And hereafter say a man's mercy, bid thee run away.
I defy thy conjurations and apprehend thee for a felon.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy!
I am slain. If thou be merciful, open the tomb and be with Juliet.
In faith I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble Count of Paris. Give me thy hand, one writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. Death, lie thou there. I, a dead man, interred. Oh, how oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death. Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh. My love? my wife. Death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks. Death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Forgive me, cousin. Ah, Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Shall I believe the unsubstantial death is amorous, and the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that I still will stay with thee, and never from this place dim night depart again. Here will I remain, with worms that are thy chambermaids. Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest, and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, oh, you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss, a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct, come, unsavory guide. Here's to my love. Oh, true apothecary, the drugs are quick. Oh, thus with a kiss, I die. Ah! Ah! Ah!
I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where's my Romeo? Oh. What's this? A cup? Close in my true love's hand. Poison I see unbent his timeless hand. Oh, churl drunk all left no friendly drop to help me after. Then I'll be brief. Dagger, this is thy sheath. There rust, and let me die.
Alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of the sepulchre? The ground is bloody. Lady, come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. Power greater than we can contradict hath thwarted our intents. Come away. Oh, pitiful sight. Oh, Romeo, pale, Juliet, bleeding, warm and newly dead. What? Oh, what Paris too, and steeped in blood. This sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre. A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence and have more talk of these sad things. Some will be pardoned and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo. I will be brief, for my short date of breath is not so long as is a tedious tale.